welcome to the 4th round.
The 4th and final round. So we've got a Rug Scapeshift on the left, piloted by Douglas Himes.
And on the right, Curtis Joseph playing Affinity.
I think we had him on last week.
Did we?
I believe so. He's got some weird Affinity sideboard.
Weird sideboard, huh?
Yeah, I
Tell him
don't.
to go. We're ready to rock and roll.
I never forget the face of a man whose sideboard's in Bitter Blossom.
Oh, this is the Bitter Blossom Thoughtseize sideboard plan. Here's a land. All right.
That's a hand.
This is an awesome start for Affinity.
Man, this
All right.
is 7 damage, right?
2.
2, 4.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
5,
And
sorry.
he's got the Spire of Industry tech.
Beauty.
So John and I have been discussing whether or not Spire of Industry is going to replace
Glimmervoid.
Glimmervoid, and I mean we're seeing it here. It's totally possible.
Yeah, it's legitimate, and it also makes you less prone to getting blown the F out.
Right. Yeah. You want to use Ornithopter here. Okay, so the reason you want to use Ornithopter is it doesn't matter in this specific situation, but in general, you want to keep the Pest and the Ornithopter as separate sources of damage so that they can't just remove one of them and take out a bunch of damage.
Sure.
Alright, so before damage activates the Ink Moth.
It's gonna be, so he's been blocked, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So Douglas down to 4.
That's a quick start.
It might be 6. What did he take the extra 2 from? So he took 5 last turn. 1, 2,
9
3, 4,
this
5,
turn.
and then 9 this turn is 14.
Search for tomorrow.
I don't think he.
Is gonna find some.
Oh, did he put
tomorrow.
that? Yeah, he must have put that into play untapped, the Steam Vents.
Oh, sure, to play the Tri-Builder.
Sure. So there you go, down to 4. Not a great place for Douglas to be.
No, because he's got 2. Curtis has 2 evasive creatures here. So, given another land that produces any colored source, Springleaf Shrum would do, he can attack with both of them, and then.
Anger.
Oh. Oh my.
So angry. Is this getting mana leaked? I think
I
it
think
is.
the Scapeshift deck plays Remand.
Okay. Yeah, Remand's not as good here, but still pretty.
I think
Gnarly.
it's just important for them to churn through cards.
Yeah, I definitely agree that Remand's a better card.
Yeah. And with a flick of the wrist, Curtis Joseph passes the turn. So the interesting thing here is that, depending on the build of Affinity here, Curtis is on just a gajillion outs. There's any number of Galvanic Blast is an out.
A land isn't out.
He's on board with killing him. You fire up the Blink Moth Nexus,
2,
equip it,
3.
activates his.
Oh yeah, is it 3 now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking you need another land to activate the Ink Moth to make it 4, but
Right.
no, he's got lethal on board.
So if. Alright, here's Bring to Light for 3.
So this is Bring to Light Scapeshift.
Yeah, this is a. Now, we were talking about all the different versions of Valakut decks.
Yeah, this is a sick one.
This one is.
Just
oh, man,
cultivate.
Cultivate. How cool is that?
So let's see if Curtis sees that he has the win here. Bet Douglas he wishes he had a Manic Vandal in there.
Sure. Island untapped. Now, Douglas could have protected himself by faking out Curtis by getting a mountain instead of that untapped island, because you can't go for it with mountain untapped, because Lightning Bolt's a card.
Yes, it is. All right, so there it is.
There it is,
Affinity takes on the first one. In your experience playing Affinity, is this a pretty good matchup for you?
Yeah, so the I'm trying to think back to numbers of times I've played this specific Scapeshift deck.
Just Scapeshift in general, like Rug Scapeshift. It doesn't have to be the Bring to Light version.
Okay, so not the so I'm gonna exclude the Bring to Light version. I'm gonna go into Rug Scapeshift. So, Rug Scapeshift is a bad matchup because they have main deck Anger of the Gods.
Oh, okay.
I don't know whether Curtis was intentionally playing around that card, but he definitely had a hand that that wasn't like the ultimate trump card that it should be.
Sure.
Um, Normally, Scapeship is a deck where it's not interacting with you a ton, and given the opportunity, Affinity will put down 20 damage on you in 4 turns, 85% of the time.
Sure.
Can do it in 3 turns, some percentage of the time, but I guarantee you 4 turns, especially if you're just not going to interact with me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this Rug Scapeshift deck, I mean, they got Lightning Bolts. We didn't see any from Douglas, but depending on how much you're going to play around and when you know you can go for it, you can close the gap, but I don't think it's a 50-50 match. I think you're a little behind as the Affinity deck.
Okay. Yeah, Douglas probably has Anger of the Gods out of the board too.
Yeah, it probably fills out the set.
Fills out the set. You think he's got 4 total?
He probably has 2 in the main, and I mean, he could add 1 from the board or add I mean, the second one is just backbreaking.
Oh, sure. Like you rebuild and then it's just over.
Yeah.
How do you think Ancient Grudge could come out of the board as well from this rug deck?
Sure. I'm thinking about things like 1 Creeping Corrosion.
Ooh, a Vandal Blast.
Yeah, or well, you can't Vandal Blast, or I guess you can Vandal Blast with a Bring to Light. I was thinking of Creeping Corrosion because you can easily get your Bring to Light to 4, but getting it to 5 is a different story.
I don't know if he can easily get it to 4. He might just be on the 3 colors.
Well, you have to be able to get it to 4 to get it to find Scapeshift.
Well, that makes sense. We just saw the 3 colors that game.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like a
Temple Garden.
Yeah, something of that nature.
Or Sacred Foundry, I guess, would be better.
Sure. All right. So Douglas on the play this time.
We got a mull from Curtis.
Curtis is going to go to 6 cards. Not a big deal for the Affinity deck, and you want to make sure you do have an aggressive hand.
A fast one.
Against the Scapeshift deck. You definitely want... I mean, we saw there he played 5 cards out of his hand on the first turn, and that was really the important part.
Oh, man. It looks like he brought in Etched Champions, which I don't really agree with here. To me, it just feels too slow, but maybe its protection against those colors is relevant.
Alright. Yeah, so Etched Champion is a little bit of a slow one. I don't know how fast this... So the version of Scapeshift we're looking at, it's not like the last one we saw where you have Explorers and Secure Tribe Elders and Search for Tomorrows. Ooh, that's interesting. So he plays a snow-covered forest into a Blood Moon.
What in the world?
Not sure what Snow-Covered Forest is doing, but Blood Moon is a big one because Mox Opal still leaves him able to cast all his colored spells. Alright, Secure Tribe Elder coming down. Yeah, this is a place where equipping a Signal Pest is the right call. Because it's unblockable, basically.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, don't even bother shuffling your deck. Just go ahead and do it. End turn.
Alright, so he gets a forest with his Tribe Elder.
island
and an
with
island with the search.
search for tomorrows.
What kind of action do you think he has against this Blood Moon? I mean, is his Anger of the Gods is still active?
Yeah, do you think he needs an answer for the Blood Moon?
Well, I mean, it turns Valakut into a mountain.
Certainly, yeah, it
How do
shuts
you
off
end
Valakut.
You gotta end the game somehow.
Yeah, if you're still playing like prime times, you can get there.
Sure.
You can cast 100% of your spells.
Oh yeah, he definitely has enough diversity amongst his mana base that casting his spells is not an issue. I'm just wondering what he has to end the game with. Here's an Anger of the Gods, which is very good. So Mox Opal doesn't do anything right now, unless Curtis is gonna have another. Nope, no more spells from Curtis.
Yeah, I think he's got an Edge Champion in hand.
No, that's just me. Mad.
It just
Mad at that. Go ahead.
all right.
But yes, you.
All right.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Arcbound Ravager resolves here. I guess I would equip it if I just, got mana land around. And this way, if he draws a land next turn, he can have an Edge Champion available to him.
He doesn't even need a land, does he?
I don't know. So, I guess one way Douglas can win the game is to
Magic is fun.
Snapcaster like a lightning bolt back or something like that, and that's going to allow him to have some power on the board. But I don't think that how do you get? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm being hypothetical. I have no idea.
So, I mean, I assume he's got, like, a Creeping Corrosion or some kind of answer that's going to take care of Curtis's board if he gets the Bring to Light.
Right. Snap Anger. So what? Curtis can save the Ornithopter here if he wanted to?
I'm gonna sack this to Rapture. Is that good? Yeah. I'm gonna sack Rapture to itself. Okay.
Alright, so Ornithopter becomes a 2/4, and Anger of the Gods does not kill it, unless he's got a follow-up Lightning Bolt.
Snap takes that.
Nope. Alright, no follow-up Lightning Bolt. And Douglas tapped his... Oh, I guess he had to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Puts Douglas to 4, and now Galvanic Blast is live. Yeah, I just don't think Douglas' deck can win through a Blood Moon.
Yeah, it doesn't seem good unless he has an answer that he can bring to light, but
This is one of the hard things about playing against the Affinity deck is that sideboards, I mean, I don't know if Blood Moon's like, I've never personally, no, that's a lie. I've played it in my sideboard in Affinity, but I don't know that it's like a good one. I played it because the Primetime deck was like out and running around, and Affinity was one of the better decks to interact with that. But I think it's hard to play against the Affinity deck because the sideboard can be so broad.
yeah, absolutely.
You have no idea what cards you're going to match up against, and you often lost game 1 because the deck's just so aggressive.
Yeah, the deck is the best game 1 deck right now by far.
Right.
Maybe not by far, but
Yeah, it and Burn have the best game 1s.
Affinity, or Infect as well, I think, still is up there.
Okay, I will concur with that, but
But
yeah,
definitely a great game 1 deck, and then it's just a matter of taking one of the last two, and if you can spike a game with Blood Moon, hey, that's the game.
yeah, like you get one opportunity to beat their hate cards, and
Yep.
if you don't, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, join us next week, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, every Tuesday night.
We'll be back for exciting Modern action.
Awesome Modern action. I've got a ringer. I signed up a ringer this week. I'm gonna
Does
give him
not
a
have
deck.
a ringer.
He's not quite a ringer, but
He's somebody who's never played Modern before, and he's giving him the idiot-proof deck
yeah.
that he loves so he can put it on camera.
You can decide all the matches next week. We don't have to put them on camera.
I'm gonna veto it so hard every time. You're like, hey, let's put him on. No.
That's fine. He's gonna 4-0 this thing. It's gonna be beautiful.
Oh, if he 4-0's the thing. If he wins the first two, I'll put him on for round 3. How about that?
Oh, in.
All right,
I'll take
there we
that
go.
deal. All right,